Grandma's Jazz, 10 to noon every Saturday morning. Grandma's Jazz, 91.1 FM. Grandma's Jazz, WDBX. Gene says, boy, don't clap on 1 and 3. Let me show you, then you'll see. It's the only place to be. Grandma's Jazz.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
Good morning and welcome to Grandma's Jazz. I'm Jean Armstrong, and now I'm going to turn the mic over to my co-host, Mr. Tom Navarra.
Yes, that song you just heard was the late Dame Vera Lynn singing We Will Meet Again. And she's singing there with members of the veterans, actually, of the Battle of Britain. Great recording and a great lady. And speaking of which, our area here locally lost a great music teacher this week. And with Jean's permission, we are dedicating the show this week to her. Her name was Mrs. Mary Alice Moss. She was a teacher, in fact, one of my teachers in grade school. She was a teacher in Community Unit School District 186, and I believe in Carbondale as well. In later years, long after she was retired, I repaired a few clocks for her, and I own her late husband's piano accordion, and she was just a great lady, a wonderful teacher, and she passed away this Thursday, and so we want to dedicate this show this week to her.
Very good, Tom, and I'm going to let you just go ahead and start us off with the first birthday here.
All righty. Our first birthday is pianist and arranger Marty Paich, who was born in Oakland, California, January 23rd, 1925. He was performing professionally at age 16 and wrote arrangements for a local band leader. He continued to arrange while serving as leader of the U.S. Army Air Corps Band from 1943 until 1946. Over the course of his career, Paich played and or arranged for a wide array of artists, including Shelley Mann, Shorty Rogers, Peggy Lee, Chet Baker, Buddy Rich, Ray Brown, Dave Pell, Stan Kenton, Ray Charles, Lena Horne, Helen Humes, Al Hurt, Andy Williams, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Barbra Streisand, Mahalia Jackson, Ella Fitzgerald, Anita O'Day, and the big band leader Terry Gibbs. What a list, right?
Not named after
He served as musical director on a succession of variety shows, including the Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour, the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, great show, and the Sonny and Cher Show. Perhaps his most notable work came with Mel Torme, whom he often backed with a 10-piece group dubbed the Deck-Tet. And so we're going to start off here, and by the way, you will hear some of them, I believe, the second song we play here. But we're going to start off with the Marty Paich Trio. This is I Hadn't Anyone Until You, right here on Grandma's Jazz, WDBX, Carbondale.
Ask me now that we're cozy and clinging. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a bell, I'd be ringing. From the moment we kissed tonight, that's the way I just gotta behave. Boy, if I were a lamp, I'd light. Or if I were a banner, I'd wave. Ask me how do I feel, little me, with my quiet upbringing. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a gate, I'd be swinging. And if I were a watch, I'd start popping my spring. Or if I were a bell, I'd go ding-dong, ding-dong, ding. Ask me how do I feel from this chemistry lesson I'm learning. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a bridge, I'd be burning. Yes, I knew my morale would crack from the wonderful way that you looked. Boy, if I were a duck, I'd quack. Or if I were a goose, I'd be cooked. Ask me how do I feel, ask me now that we're fondly caressing. Pal, if I were a salad, I know I'd be splashing my dressing. Or if I were a season, I'd surely be spring. Or if I were a bell, I'd go ding-dong, ding-dong, ding.
And you are listening to the music of Marty Paich here on Grandma's Jazz, WGBX Carbondale. We'd like to give a quick shout out to our listeners in California, in Iowa, and in the United Kingdom, and in Berlin, Germany this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're going truly worldwide this morning.
Fantastic.
That was, of course, the Yardbird Suite on VSOP Records with the Marty Paich Band. And before that, we heard Ella Fitzgerald with Marty Paich Band. If I Were a Bell, great song, great lyrics, very hard to remember if you're singing them. And before that, we had They All Laughed. That was, of course, Mel Torme and the Marty Paich Dectet. And we started off with I Hadn't Anyone Till You, and that was the Marty Paich Trio. Marty Paich was born in Oakland, California, January 23rd, 1925. Colon cancer claimed Paich's life on August 12th, 1995. He was 70 years old.
And we go now to Paige Cavanaugh, who was born in Cherokee, Kansas on January 26, 1922. He was a pianist and founding member of the popular jazz music group, the Paige Cavanaugh Trio. Am I in the wrong place?
Yeah, I believe we're reading the wrong one.
Oh. Tom was trying to tell me.
If I could rearrange all the music to accommodate,
okay,
I would. But
we're going to do a little sex change here. Barbara Carroll. Barbara Carroll was born January 25th, 1925 in Worcester, Massachusetts. Did I pronounce that right, Tom?
Yes, Worcestershire.
I said Worcester.
That's fine.
You say tomato. She was a jazz pianist, composer, and vocalist. A pioneer in a field dominated by men, Ms. Carroll was frequently introduced as the first lady of jazz piano. With her bright red hair piled high, she embodied a timeless bohemian elegance and artistic grace. Throughout her career, Ms. Carroll championed other female pianists, helping them to make themselves heard in the male-dominated jazz world. In 1947, Leonard Feather dubbed her the first girl ever to play bebop piano. Wonder how old she was when he called her a girl.
Probably 40.
In the following year, her trio with Chuck Wayne on guitar and Clyde Lombardi on bass worked briefly with Benny Goodman. After several changes of personnel, she decided to have it be a drums, bass, and piano trio. In 1975, she worked on a session with Rita Coolidge, and in 78, toured with Coolidge and Chris Christopherson. And by the way, I saw them perform that year at the DuQuoin, Illinois State Fair.
Really?
And it was quite good. In the following 2 decades, she became known as a cabaret musician. She has received a Lifetime Achievement Award and the Mary Lou Williams in Jazz Award. And we're going to start off here with Barbara and her trio playing something called Barbara's Carol. Here it is on Grandma's Jazz.
New York in June. How about you? I like a Gershwin tune. How about you? I like a fireside when a storm is due. I like potato chips, moonlight motor trips. How about you? I'm mad about good books, can't get my fill, and Derek Jeter's looks give me a thrill. Holding hands in the movie show when all the lights are low may not be new, but I like it. How about you? Good books, I can't get my fill. Barack Obama's looks give me a thrill. Holding hands in the movie show when all the lights are low may not be new, but I like it. I like it. I like it. How about you?
But not for me, live at the Carlisle.
Cafe Carlisle, yes.
The Barbara Carroll Trio with Art Farmer playing flugelhorn.
Yeah, we discussed it here while that was playing, and we think that's Art Farmer on flugel.
Well, and if that was wrong, it's all Tom's fault.
That works.
We heard the trio play From This Moment On, and How About You, and that, of course, was Barbara Carroll on the vocal, and Ken Poplowski playing clarinet. And they started off with the tune Barbara's Carol, which I imagine she wrote.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I imagine. Anyhow, Barbara Carroll was born January 25th, 1925. She died February 12th, 2017 in Manhattan. She was 92.
Wow.
I've led a charmed life, Miss Carroll said in an interview in December of 2016. Mostly, I've been able to do what I want to do. And that is so glorious and so unusual.
Yeah.
She just, I wish I could have met her. She sounds like a wonderful person.
Yeah. So we are actually a little bit late on our underwriters, so we're going to play those, and we will be back in just a moment, folks.
Support for WDBX comes from Maxwell's Silver Hammer Incorporated. Maxwell's Silver Hammer specializes in carpentry and construction and has been in business for what seems like forever. Maxwell's Silver Hammer helps with residential repairs and commercial maintenance and is as busy as all get out. Do not Google Maxwell's Silver Hammer. You'll get a Beatles song. You can find them on Facebook or call 618-521-6216. Maxwell's Silver Hammer is a proud supporter of WDBX 91.1 FM, community radio for Southern Illinois and the world.
This hour of programming is sponsored in part by Exit Realty New Beginnings, having knowledge of the real estate market and serving the area since 2004. A veteran-owned business, agents are licensed and specialize in residential, land, multifamily, and commercial. Real people, real results, real estate. Exit Realty New Beginnings. Visit exit2newbeginnings.com or call 618-529-4663.
Hey everybody, I have an announcement that I hope makes your day just a little bit better. Bluegrass has returned to WDBX, the greatest radio station on the planet. This is Stick Gilbert, and I'll be bringing you some of the finest in bluegrass and Americana every Thursday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Back to Bluegrass 2.0, right here on WDBX 91.1 FM Carbondale, your community radio station for all of Southern Illinois. So I hope you will join me for some great music and good times, and we appreciate all your support of WDBX for the last 25 years.
Hey there! Do you want to support community radio while reaching your target audience with info about your services and special events? Consider becoming a WDBX underwriter. We're currently offering reduced rates to help local businesses bounce back. For more information, visit WDBX.org or email us at info@WDBX.org.
And you are tuned to WDBX, Carbondale 91.1 FM, and you are listening to Grandma's Jazz. Our next birthday up for you this week is a big one. Jimmy Van Heusen was born Edward Chester Babcock in Syracuse, New York on January 26, 1913. In 1940, he joined forces with lyricist Johnny Burke. They moved to Hollywood, where they wrote for Bing Crosby films and stage musicals, winning an Academy Award for Swinging on a Star in 1944. Later, Van Heusen teamed up with lyricist Sammy Cahn, winning 3 Academy Awards for Best Song, including All the Way, High Hopes, and Call Me Irresponsible. Their Oscar-nominated song, My Kind of Town, along with Love and Marriage, for which he won both an Emmy and a Christopher Award, and Come Fly With Me, were included on Frank Sinatra's albums in the 1950s. Van Heusen also wrote for Broadway with with the notable songs such as Darn That Dream and Here's That Rainy Day. He composed over 1,000 songs, of which 50 of them have become jazz standards today. His songs were featured in over 580 films. He was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1971, justifiably so, and retired in the late 1970s. He also had a long-term lyricist.
No.
I'm sorry. He also had a long-term interest in flying and worked as part-time test pilot for Lockheed Martin during World War II. But Jimmy Van Heusen said it best himself when he wrote, "I would rather write songs than do anything else, even fly." So with that, we are going to start off with Johnny Mercer singing the Jimmy Van Heusen, this is a mouthful, Jimmy Van Heusen song. This is I Thought About It. I Thought About You, right here on Grandma's Jazz, WDBX, Carbondale.
Took a trip on a train, and I thought about you. We passed a shadowy lane, and I thought about you. 2 or 3 cars parked under the stars, a winding stream, moon shining down on some little town, and with each beam, same old dream. With every stop that we made, oh, I thought about you. But when I pulled down the shade, then I really felt blue. I peeked through the crack and looked at the track, the one going back to you. And what did I do? I thought about you.
That
dream, and blessed it too. Without that dream, I never would have you. But it haunts me and it won't come true. Oh, John, that dream. John, that dream and bless it too. Without that dream, I never would have you. But it haunts me and it won't come true. Oh, John, that dream, John, that dream, that dream, that dream, that wonderful dream.
You're listening to Grandma's Jazz on WDBX Carbondale. You'll find us on the FM dial at 91.1. We stream live at WDBX.org, and we are community radio for Southern Illinois and well beyond.
Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a mule? A mule is an animal with long, funny ears, kicks up at anything he hears.
His back is brawny, but his brain is weak. He's just plain stupid with a stubborn streak.
And by the way, if you hate to go to school, you may grow up to be a mule.
Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are?
Or would you rather be a pig?
A pig is an animal with dirt on his face. His shoes are a terrible disgrace. He has no manners when he eats his food. He's fat and lazy and extremely rude.
But if you don't care a feather or a fig, you may grow up to be a pig.
Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are?
Or would you rather be a fish?
A fish won't do anything but swim in a brook. He can't write his name or read a book. To fool the people is his only thought, and though he's slippery, he still gets caught.
But then if that sort of life is what you wish, you may grow up to be a fish. New kind of jumped up slippery fish, and all the monkeys are in the zoo.
Every day you'll meet quite a few.
So you see, it's all up to you. You can be better than you are. You could be swinging on a star.
Tell me when we will meet again, Sunday, Monday, or always. If you're satisfied, I'll be at your side, Sunday, Monday, or always. No need to tell me now what makes the world go round. When at the sight of you my heart begins to pound and pound, and what am I to do? Sunday, Monday, or always.
country dance was being held
in a garden. I felt a bump and heard an, oh, beg your pardon. Suddenly I saw polka dots and moonbeams all around a pug-nosed dream. The music started, and was I the perplexed one? I held my breath and said, may I have the next one? In my frightened arms, polka dots and moonbeams sparkled on a pug-nosed dream. There were questions in the eyes of other dancers as we floated over the floor. There were questions, but my heart knew all the answers, and perhaps a few things more. Now in a cottage built of lilacs and laughter, I know the meaning of the words ever after, and I'll always see polka dots and moonbeams when I kiss the pug-nosed dream.
And you've been listening to the music of Jimmy Van Heusen, who was born Edward Chester Babcock in Syracuse, New York, January 26, 1913.
And he took his stage name from the shirt manufacturer.
Oh,
Van
really?
Heusen. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I like the Van Heusen shirts. I don't know if they're around anymore, but Jimmy died in 1990 in Rancho Mirage, California, following a stroke at age 77, and is buried near the Sinatra family in Memorial Park, California. His grave marker bears the title of one of his most well-loved songs, "Swinging on a Star." And in that set, we did indeed hear "Swinging on a Star." But that was, of course, the Tommy Dorsey Band with Frank Sinatra on vocals. That was Polka Dots and Moonbeams. And before that, we heard the Stardust Swing Band with Sunday, Monday, or Always. And then Bing Crosby with Swinging on a Star. And the Glenn Miller version of Moonlight Becomes You, one of my favorite songs, with Skip Nelson singing. And the unmistakable Ella Fitzgerald with the Nelson Riddle arrangement. We can't talk this morning, can we? Of Darn That Dream. And we started off that set with Johnny Mercer singing I Thought About You. So we are going to be right back, folks, after a message from our underwriters here.
This hour of programming is brought to you in part by Tropicana Vintage Clothing. Tropicana Vintage Clothing features an eclectic variety of clothing from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and an assortment of dresses, hats, military wear, shirts, shoes, belts, scarves, ties, and jewelry. Outerwear, including winter coats, leather jackets, fur coats, jean jackets, sport coats, and a large collection of new and used denim jeans. All items with rental option available. Located at 212 North Washington Street in the parking lot behind WDBX. Open Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from noon until 5 p.m. Tropicana, looking good in dated duds since 1982.
The Neighborhood Co-op Grocery is proud to support WDBX-FM. Neighborhood Co-op Grocery works with farmers and producers, carrying unique local items, including honey, bison, eggs, pork, produce, and more. Neighborhood Co-op Grocery, open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. Located in the Burdale Shopping Center in Carbondale, 529-3533, or online at neighborhood.coop.
The Metropolitan Opera's Saturday matinee broadcasts were launched in 1931 and are the longest-running continuous classical radio series in American broadcast history. Please join WDBX 91.1 FM this Saturday at noon for this week's live broadcast from the Metropolitan Opera.
Hey everybody, it's the White Raven from the hot Louisiana Gumbo Pot right here on WDBX, Sundays 12 to 2. Join me and all the Gumbo Pot heads, where I'll be bringing you all the best music from Louisiana, New Orleans, the Bayou, with a little bit of Delta Blues thrown in for good measure. So all you swamp rats, grab your Zydeco shoes, meet me in the Gumbo Pot at high noon. We always pass a good time, chef. Peace, love, and Zydeco.
In a gumbo pot.
But right now, it's Grandma's Jazz. And we have yet another birthday. Paich Cavanaugh was born in Cherokee, Kansas on January 26, 1922. You know, it's deja vu all over again. He was a pianist and founding member of the popular jazz group, the Paich Cavanaugh Trio. He learned to play piano at age 10 and was performing with the Ernie Williamson Orchestra by the late 1930s. While serving in the U.S. Army during World War II, he joined the music group The Three Sergeants and met Al Viola and Lloyd Pratt, with whom he would later form the Paich Cavanaugh Trio. They appeared as themselves in the motion pictures Jingle, Jangle, Jingle, A Song is Born, Romance on the High Seas, and Lullaby of Broadway. And we're going to, as soon as I find my playlist.
One of my favorites coming up here.
We're going to start off with All of Me, the Paich Cavanaugh Trio on Grandma's Jazz.
All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see, I'm no good without you. Take my arms, I'll never use them. Take my lips, I want to lose them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me?
Yes.
Mercy indeed.
You said it, buddy. Oh, what a wonderful rendition of Green Dolphin Street by the Paich Cavanaugh Trio. Before that, Walking My Baby Back Home, we heard Swingin' Sweet Georgia Brown, and started off with All of Me. And the Paich Cavanaugh was born in Cherokee, Kansas. He died from kidney failure in Granada Hills, California on December 19th, 2008. He was 86.
Nice long life.
Yes.
So our next birthday up this week, Jerome Kern was born January 27th, 1885 in New York City, and he is arguably the father of modern American musical theater. He wrote around 700 songs and more than 100 complete scores for shows and films. At the turn of the century, Kern broke into Broadway theater by having his songs interpolated into shows. He proved adept at adapting contemporary dance music into his songs, as well as producing subtle, inventive ballads. But he really entered the history books with Showboat, the first truly modern American musical, with an integrated story and memorable songs. In the 30s, he divided his time between Broadway and Hollywood, and his movie hits included the Fred Astaire Ginger Rogers hit, Swing Time, with such songs as A Fine Romance and The Way You Look Tonight. So we are going to start off with one of the early ones. This is the song Who? Question mark. Who? And this is by the great Dutch clarinetist Bernard Berkut. So you are listening to Grandma's Jazz on WDBX Carbondale, 91.1 FM.
silver lining. Whenever a cloud appears in the blue, remember somewhere the sun is shining, and so the right thing to do is make it shine for you, a heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining and try to find the sunny side of life. Joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining and try to find the sunny side of life. We could make believe I love you, only make believe that you love me. Others find peace of mind in pretending. Couldn't I? Couldn't you? Couldn't we? Just make believe our lips are blending in a phantom kiss, or two or three. Might as well make believe I love you, 'cause to tell the truth, make believe our lips are blending in a phantom kiss, or two or three. Might as well make believe I love you, 'cause to tell the truth, might as well make believe I love you, 'cause to tell the truth, I do. Me too.
didn't say no. She didn't say stay. She didn't say go. She only knew that he had spied her there. And then she knew he sat beside her there. At first there was heard not one little word. Then coyly she took one sly little look. And something awoke and smiled inside. Her heart began beating wild inside. So what did she do? I leave it to you. She did just what you do too. She didn't say yes, she didn't say no. They very soon stood beside his chateau. They lingered like two poor waifs outside, for well she knew 'twas only safe outside. And there it was warm, out there it was cold. The sleet and the storm said, better be bold. She murmured, I'm not afraid of ice. I only wish that I was made of ice. So what did she do? I leave it to you. She did just what you do too. She didn't say yes, she didn't say no. She wanted to stay, but knew she should go. She wasn't so sure that he'd be good. She wasn't even sure that she'd be good. She wanted to rest, all cuddled and pressed, a palpable part of somebody's heart. She loved to be on rapport with him, but not behind a bolted door with him. And what did she do? I leave it to you. She did just what you do too. She didn't say yes, she didn't say no. For heaven was near, she wanted it so. Above her sweet love was beckoning, and yet she knew there'd be a reckoning. She wanted to climb, but dreaded to fall, so bided her time and clung to the wall. She wanted to act and leave it dumb, but feared to lose her equilibrium. So what did she do? I leave it to you. She did just what you do too.
Tired of endless war and trillions spent on the military while people at home struggle to survive? Well, there is still a peace movement in this country. The Peace Coalition of Southern Illinois has been with us for nearly 40 years. We hold a vigil the first Saturday of each month from noon to 1 at Carbondale Town Square. To learn more, visit us on Facebook or at sipeace.org.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that...
Hi, I'm author Robert D. Philippus, and I'm committed to liberating your intellect from today's political propaganda. My show is Think Again, Please, Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. right here on WDBX 91.1 on your FM dial. I also share insights into human thinking in my 8 books, published essays, and in my weekly column in the Carbondale Times. Tune in to Think Again, Please every Wednesday at 8 a.m.
Hey there, this is Ivis John. Hey, this is Alex Kurt. This is Dave Parrish. Hi, this is Mike Potter. This is Big Larry Williams.
Hey, it's Robbie Stokes, Rob Coaudio, The Venturis, Till the Morning Comes. Will Stevens, Blues DJ. Listen to his show, man.
Join me, Will Stevens, and the rest of the Electric Blues family every Sunday night from 6 until 8 p.m. for the Electric Blues Hours. You won't want to miss it. It's a great way to bring the weekend to a close and get your mind right for Monday. Electric Blues, Sunday night, 6 to 8. Tune in.
You've been listening to the music of Jerome Kern here on Grandma's Jazz, WDBX Carbondale, 91.1 FM. And I got to say, we have a wonderful mix on today's show, and Grandma Jean Armstrong herself picked all of this music today, and it's excellent. It covers a lot of territory here.
Thank you.
So, excellent choices. That one, believe it or not, it was awesome, and it was also a whole bass solo. The whole song was a bass solo. That was Bill Allred's classic jazz band with Pick Yourself Up. And before that, we heard She Didn't Say Yes. That was Ella Fitzgerald on the album singing the Jerome Kern songbook. Before that, we heard Les Brown on the album Anything Goes, The Way You Look Tonight. Before that, we heard Make Believe by Miss Peggy Lee, sexy Miss Peggy Lee. And
very sultry.
Yeah. And a great early recording of Chet Baker with Russ Freeman at the piano, Look for the Silver Lining. That was featured in a recent movie. I can't think about it. The one about the CBS newscaster. Can you remember what I'm talking about? Anyway, okay. So before that, we started off the set with the Dutch clarinetist Bernard Berku with the early song, Who? And so, Jerome Kern was born January 27th, 1885. Jerome Kern worked steadily and wrote or contributed to 37 shows during his career, and was beginning to work on Annie Get Your Gun when he died of a stroke on November 5th, 1945. Kern was 60 years old and left behind one of the richest catalogs of show music in history.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that brings us to our last birthday. Skitch Henderson was born Lyle Russell Cedric Henderson on January 27th, 1918 in Birmingham, not Alabama, England.
We can't talk today, can we?
His mother died shortly after his birth, and he was sent to live with his aunt in Minnesota, who taught him piano at age 4. He began his career as a pianist in American saloons. In 1937, he played on an MGM promotional tour with Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney, and eventually joined the MGM music department. After playing for Bob Hope's Pepsodent show and serving in World War II, he became music director for NBC Radio and Television, leading the Tonight Show band. In 1983, Henderson founded the New York Pops, the city's first permanent symphonic pops orchestra, and he was the orchestra's music director for more than 2 decades. And we're going to start off here with Skitch Henderson and his orchestra with It's Do Lovely on Grandma's Jazz, WDBX Carbondale.
Programming on WDBX Carbondale is sponsored in part by your membership contributions and by The Thrift Shop. The Thrift Shop is located just north of the Strip at 215 North Illinois Avenue in Carbondale, offering a variety of new, used and vintage clothing, furniture, household items, books, toys, shoes, and more. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., The Thrift Shop is a non-profit organization serving our community since 1967. They always accept donations, and any donations that are not sold will be recycled if possible. The Thrift Shop, 457-6976.
Support comes from Confluence Books in Carbondale. Confluence Books is a community effort to keep the stream of used books flowing in Southern Illinois. Find Confluence Books at 705 West Main Street or online at confluencebooks618.com.
Hi, this is Grandpa Goon. Join me Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. for 2 hours of high-quality genre and era unconstrained music. A veritable rock and roll stew with a touch of anything goes. Much like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get. And there's no risk to you, the listener, with Grandpa Goon's 100% personal guarantee. If you're not completely satisfied with any portion of my show, your next one is free. Not Your Grandpa's Playlist, Sundays 10 a.m. to noon on WDBX.
Do you like jazz? Then Chuck has you covered on 608 Jazz every Monday from 11 to 1. Everything from hard bop, bebop, hot club, and more. Tune in every Monday, 11 to 1 on WDBX 91.1 FM. It's 608 Jazz.
Strap myself to the chair to keep from getting up and marching.
Everything with the kitchen sink there.
Gosh. Skitch Henderson directing the New York Pops with Give My Regards to Broadway. Oh, my goodness sakes. Before that, we heard Old Lady Be Good from Skitch and his orchestra. We also heard My Blue Heaven and started off with It's DeLovely. Skitch Henderson, born January 27th, 1918, and he died at his home in New Milford, Connecticut, on November 1st, 2005, at age 87.
Yeah. And as a reminder, folks, we just wanted to say again that today's show was dedicated to the late music teacher, local music teacher, Mrs. Mary Alice Moss. And I think she would love all of this music. I know she tuned into our show a couple times, so
I'm sure she would have.
So what are we going to go? By the way, opera is up next, and we have Giacomo Puccini's La Bohème, and I believe it's live this week. But we've got a few more to go for you here. We've got a couple minutes.
How about a few more from the tunes of
Jimmy Van Heusen? Good choice. Yeah. Which particular one?
But Beautiful?
But Beautiful. Well, all right. Works for me.
We're listening to the album Blue Eyes Plays Old Blue Eyes. Cy Zentner and his orchestra playing Come Fly With Me. And we started that off with But Beautiful from the Eddie Higgins Trio. And I want to thank each and every one of you for listening today. We've had quite the audience today, and we're very grateful.
Yes.
So keep it tuned to WDBX and Grandma's Jazz.